What's up, guys? Mike here from Swood and Mike G. In today's video, I have a special treat for you. I'm here live with my boy Tbolt. What's up, man?
It's going pretty well. I just got 20 wins on my mini account with Pekka Double Prince, so...
Dude, Pekka Double Prince. You guys heard that correctly. Pekka Double Prince. Wow. Let's just look at this deck list real quick, shall we? All right, so Goblin Barrel, Goblin Gang, Dark Prince, Electro Wizard, Minion Horde, Arrows, and Pekka. All right, so first things first, why do you like this deck so much?
Because I don't like losing to beatdown, basically, and Pekka, Prince, Dark Prince offer a lot of value against tanks like Golem, other Pekkas, and Giants. So I think in a deck that where you want to beat everything, Pekka is a staple, because it's the only thing that can consistently beat down like that.
All right, cool. So while I go over this interview, this video is going to be separated into two parts. I'll link the times down below in the description for you guys. So the first part's going to be an interview explaining how to play the deck and what it is, and then I'm going to play some gameplay in the background. And the second half of the video is going to be going over the last two games and just kind of commentating over them. All right, so let's just jump right into that. All right, so let's talk about matchups. What's the hardest counter for this deck, and how do you win that matchup?
It's definitely the Three Musketeers deck with Minion Horde and Goblin Gang, because although you have arrows, they can pump up really easily and then defend with Goblin Gang, and you can't use your arrows on the Goblin Gang because they have Minion Horde. So if they can just keep pumping up, then eventually they're going to outpump you, and they'll be able to spam Three Musketeers and Battle Ram, and you can't do anything about it.
All right, so how do you win that matchup?
The way to win that matchup is you gotta kill or severely punish the pump. So basically, if they put pump in the middle, you gotta just spam everything at the bridge. Whatever you have that's quickest and will do the most damage is what you gotta use. If they put the pump in the back, then you put Dark Prince at the bridge and then Goblin Barrel on the pump. Because if you even let them get one pump up, they'll eventually be able to cycle back to another, and then another, and so on, until you just can't keep up.
All right, gotcha. So I actually was trying this deck earlier after I saw you get so much success with it, and in the 21 challenge with a lot of Hog Mega Knight, I found that matchup to be in my favor. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, it's definitely in your favor, but you definitely gotta be careful, because if they can get one like successful hog with like bats on the tower or something, because bats do so much damage, then you do lose. I've tried a couple times with this, and I usually win, but if I'm sloppy, then I can lose to Hog Mega Knight. But yeah, it's definitely in your favor.
All right, so going back to the Crown Championship Series Challenge, Expo is another really popular matchup people will play against in that. How do you feel about the Expo matchup?
Expo, it's not as easy to win as Hog Mega Knight for sure, and it's definitely something that you can lose. But I'd say it's like a 55-50 or 55-45 matchup if you play correctly. You can't ever Prince in the back. That's the one thing I found out, is because they have Rocket, and even if they don't Rocket it, I did the math, and you can never get collect enough Elixir after you play 5 to be able to play a Pekka against their Expo. So you can never put high Elixir stuff in the back, which is, usually true against Expo anyways, but it's especially true here.
All right, so let's move on. So hold on, I have to read the script, guys. I didn't memorize this. I apologize. So we've talked about some of the matchups. What tips would you give beginners who are trying out the deck for the first time?
For the first time, don't play your Pekka offensively. Only play it on defense. That's one of the big things. You gotta if your opponent has Minion Horde or Skarmy or something like that, which you'll see in a lot of the early arenas, you have to be you can't be too afraid to prediction on them, especially if they're falling into a pattern. Because one of the things I actually struggled with is Skarmy in this challenge, which sounds a little bit surprising, but it's actually really difficult because it takes arrows a long time to deploy. So that, and also Dark Prince Goblin Barrel is an incredibly strong push, so whenever you can, use that, as long as you know they don't have log.
Gotcha. Okay. So one thing I noticed when playing the deck was it felt natural to just have the one spell, i.e. arrows. What eventually led you to that spell of choice and that conclusion?
Well, I experimented around a little bit with Zap, because I lost a lot to Inferno Dragon and Inferno Tower. But overall, there's so many Minion Hordes and Goblin Gangs, and especially against log bait, that makes it a much easier much easier matchup. So,
yeah, I could certainly see how arrows would help that matchup.
Yeah, and arrows it's not a great trade because it's neutral with Goblin Barrel, but Zap doesn't kill minions or goblins, and that's just what made me move away from that. And then Fireball would be too slow and too heavy, so I wasn't going to use that either.
Okay, gotcha. Makes sense. So obviously the deck is fairly free-to-play friendly, there only being one legendary in the deck, but let's say you don't have Electro Wizard, or for some reason you don't have like one of the epics at level 4. What are some of the substitutions you can potentially make in this deck?
Oh boy, I made a list of these a while ago. Originally the deck, before the Electro Wizard actually came out, I used Musketeer, and that's actually pretty effective because it has pretty high DPS, and it's basically the same role as the Electro Wizard, but ever since the release of Bats, Ewiz has just been better. Because if someone does a Hog Bats push, you can just put it right on the Hog Bats. But you could definitely use Musketeer. I'm not sure if it would be exactly as effective, but I think it'd still be pretty good.
So it's a card that would fill a similar role, but obviously Electro Wizard is just in general better for stopping things like Inferno Dragon and stuff.
And you could replace Pekka with Barbarians maybe. I've tried it before, and it's definitely not as good, but I still got 12 with it, so...
Like Elite Barbarians, or like straight up Barbarians?
Straight up Barbarians. I got 12.
Well, that will certainly intrigue people at home.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of fun to watch a game of later down the road. Okay, so I know you stream on Twitch. You actually stream pushing my account on ladder on Twitch.
Yeah.
Do you have any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, twitch.tv/Tbolt I stream at, 5 o'clock Pacific. And big shout-out to Mike, though, for letting me use his account.
So if you guys want to see some max level ladder, make sure to check him out. I'll make sure his Twitch is in the description down below. Is there anything else you want to say on the deck?
It's just a really fun deck. It's off meta. It punishes the meta because it beats Mega Knight, it beats Golem. So I'd definitely recommend it for challenges, ladder, pretty much everything. And
the likes. All right. So obviously this is more of like a would you say this is more of a control or a beatdown deck? Because it seems like it could be kind of like have aspects of both in a way.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it's played. So if they have a tank, it's definitely beatdown. You're gonna want to spam as many troops as you can behind a Pekka, and eventually you'll overrun them, which is the beatdown aspect. But if they don't have a tank, then you can just play with both Princes and the Goblin Barrel and ship them out that way, and it's control.
Okay, so earlier you said something about how you, against Expo, you want to be careful about playing, your big troops behind the King Tower.
Yeah,
so what do you do in situations where you're ahead? Do you play, Prince or Dark Prince instead of Pekka in the back? Or
you definitely can't play Prince because they'll rocket it. You can play Dark Prince in the back because they can't rocket it because of the shield. And you can rebuild the elixir to put Pekka if they try to Expo. So that's one of the things I do. Okay. I'll split Goblin Gang in the back sometimes as well.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool. So now that we're done with the interview phase of things, unless you have anything else to say, do you want to jump into the commentary?
Yeah, let's go.
So it looks like, by the way, Tokyo Ghoul, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Is your mini
My
count?
mini account.
Yeah, that's why it's not on Tbolt. He managed to get the 21 on his mini, which I find hysterical because his main account he went 19-3 twice.
So.
Yeah. There you go. But yeah, I was watching some of those games live. It was pretty brutal. He got hard countered really hard. It was disgusting. But he was still able to play through a lot of it. And obviously he made the 21 this time. So it looks like you have you're playing against Hog Mega Knight here.
Yep, Hog Mega Knight. Pretty standard stuff. Although one of the things that made me really angry about this is that they had Log and Zap, which is normally not a thing. And that really hurts my deck because I run Minion Horde and Goblin Barrel. So I definitely wasn't happy about that.
Okay. Gotcha. So against Hog Mega Knight, ideally, so you arrow bats often? Is that your common play with arrows, or do you just try to hold arrows?
Well, against Hog Mega Knight, you usually do arrow bats because there's nothing else to arrow. You're not going to get punished by arrowing something because they don't really have anything else that you'll get value against. I was anticipating he would play Hog there, I think, and I didn't have Ewiz in cycle, so I didn't want to have to deal with Dark Prince getting killed by bats.
Alright. So obviously he just plays Mega Knight in the back a second to go to your Dark Prince. Is this where you play Pekka?
Yeah, he definitely played Pekka here. And I knew we had Inferno Dragon, so I put it a little left instead of right, so we couldn't put Inferno Dragon at the bridge in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to put it left, like you just did there, and then I'll just Minion Horde, and it's pretty effective at taking that out.
Wow, that just kind of melted through all that. Do you Ewiz here as well, or do you not need to?
I don't remember, actually. Oh, I arrows this for sure. And then I think I Goblin Barrel.
Definitely seemed worth it.
I think.
So I mean, at this point in the game, you're up an elixir.
Yeah, I
and
think
he just
that
fucked up
might
with
have been a
Hog.
misplay. Yeah, it's over from here, I think.
I think he was probably trying to like kite your troop, but he's terrible at the game. Cough and you know.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I actually like watched some of these matches, and your opponents were pretty good. So he fucked up on the log 2 here. So the Tesla here. Do you commit any more to this push? Or
I
you
don't
start
think
in
I
the
do.
back here?
No, yeah, I start in the back again because his Tesla was just going to destroy everything I put down. I didn't want to throw more elixir into it.
Okay.
I split Goblin Gang here so they get.
So you're trying to bait out the log here so that you can get
Yeah,
another
I
Goblin
am.
barrel in?
And I think he's basically forced to log here. If I'm. Oh no, wait. No, he defended fine. Oh yeah, I caught him without. He should have Tesla'd there, and then I got the hidden barrel or the trickster barrel.
And he missed his log. That is not what you want to do, guy.
Yeah, it's.
Oh no.
I knew he was gonna log there. I knew he had it in rotation, so I just wanted to hit him with the trick barrel. He got again a lot of value out of that poison, and that's one of the things about this deck is it's really hard to defend something if they have poison, especially graveyard. But
so poison is one of the hardest spells for you to deal with.
Yeah, as graveyard's worse, but with Hog, because Prince still allows 3 shots, it's just so slow. I had to arrows this so that the minion horde didn't get frozen. He should have, I think he maybe should have poisoned there. Because now he has to defend both right and left sides, but I'm not positive. So right here, it's actually a really close game, and I'm still pretty scared. I think I have to Ewas here on the Hog to soak that Ice Spirit. But he just used his log.
Does it get a hit? It gets 1 hit.
It gets
oh
one
man.
hit, but he just
That's
used.
not until poison range.
He just used his logs, so that's basically it right there. And then I prediction arrows on his goblins, which.
Oh
I
my
mentioned
god!
before, and
What a
that's
pro
the 20
play.
wins.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, right there is why this man was able to get 20 wins with Pekka Double Prince. He just knows all the interactions, everything to do with the deck, and, well, he's a god with it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Any last-minute things you want to say, Tbolt?
I don't think so. It's just a good deck.
Well, as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think of this crazy deck in the comment section down below. See you, YouTube.